Lakers played Rockets, and although there was a 19-point lead for the Houston Rockets, and James Harden and Russell Westbrook had decent games by their standards, I think Lakers, they can be encouraged by what they saw because they didn't play particularly well. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well. The Rockets only, and what's funny is Rockets hit like 14 threes, Lakers hit 11 threes. The Lakers went 11 for 38, Rockets went 14 for 39 or something like that. So just 3 more threes. And so let's just say the Lakers hit 3 more threes and the Rockets stayed at their own pace. Who knows what happens and who knows how LeBron plays in the fourth quarter. Like once LeBron James, he just wasn't active in the second half. In the fourth quarter, he didn't do anything because he started settling for jump shots. Rockets, though, they're doing everything they need to do. They know they need to get every single game they can get because the problem with the LeBron James-led teams, they often drop game ones. They drop game ones because they want to see what a team is running, give them this false sense of confidence, lull them to sleep, and then take everything away, beat them the next game, and then sweep through. That's what they did to the Portland Trailblazers, even though injury played a big part of that. I'll give you another example. The Heat 2012, they lost game 1 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They proceeded to dismantle them. So that's one of the key things you have to watch out. So the Rockets did their job. They won the game, whatever the case is. The Lakers, though, what pissed me off is you're looking at Anthony Davis and like LeBron James. Like these guys, like LeBron had 28 and 7. Anthony Davis had like 25 points, 13 rebounds, like 7 assists. That's empty stats to me because it's like he wasn't playing his game. He wasn't backing down, playing back to the basket. Every time he get the ball, he faces up. Why are you facing up? And you're 7 foot essentially. What are you doing? Don't face up. Back him down, shimmy on him a little bit, jump hook, back him down, pass the ball back out, repost, drop step, and dunk. Like, that's all he has to do. Get himself in the middle of the lane. PJ Tucker, God knows I love PJ Tucker's defense and his defensive fervor. He can't handle Anthony Davis. And he shouldn't be able to handle LeBron James on the perimeter. I see him guarding LeBron James, swiping at him, jumping at him, and no, that's not even... Like, LeBron knows better than that. I think he came out... It was a feeling out game. I hate for them to do that because a filling out game could be the game that costs you a series because the Rockets really want to redeem themselves. This is what Westbrook came here for. He came to redeem himself to say, hey, like I got beat by Damian Lillard, but look, I could be a guy on a championship team. And James Harden has the stigma of losing series. Hence, he wants to show that he's formidable, and not only formidable, but he's a person that can win a championship and lead a team to a championship. So you shouldn't take them lightly, especially because they can get to the line and they have explosiveness. Like these guys are like explosive stars. Like LeBron James, he's a steady star. He can give you explosions, and then all of a sudden, but he could also just kill you slowly throughout the whole game. You're looking at James Harden and Russell Westbrook. These guys are like explosive. Like they'll go for like 10, 15 quick points in a hurry, but they can't really sustain it as much. Their game is not sustainable because of the way that they shoot and the way that they play. But you don't want to give them a chance to explode on you, and then you lose the series because you were taking it lightly. So with both teams, they should be encouraged, but also they should both be discouraged because they basically play similar games. Rockets hit like 38 field goals. Lakers hit 35 field goals. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. 39 to 35 field goals. Rockets shot 48%. Lakers shot like 42%. So let's just say the Lakers get a good shooting game, and it just goes back to shooting. What are the Rockets going to do after that? Like what if the Lakers get hot? What are you going to do? Same thing with the Lakers. What if the Rockets keep getting hot, and what are you going to do? It's a game of adjustments. One thing we do know, Mike D'Antoni does not adjust very well. So if he gets his team, if he's not going to adjust, then even with the 1-0 lead, the Rockets can be in trouble. So if he's willing to adjust, 1-0 lead, Rockets are in tip-top shape. The Miami Heat take a 3-0 lead on the Milwaukee Bucks. One of the key things I have to say is I'm thoroughly disappointed in Mike Budenholzer. The Bucks in general. People could say like, hey, Giannis, this is Giannis' fault. This is Middleton's fault. Middleton was balling in the game 3. I'm going to tell you this. Really is a collective fault, but I would say 60-40, coach to players. Mike Budenholzer, this has happened to him before. He coached the Atlanta Hawks. Remember the Atlanta Hawks? And every time they played the Cleveland Cavaliers, they got swept, even though they would like win the season series. Why was that? Mike Budenholzer likes to run something during the regular season called fast break early offense. Efficient offense. One of the most efficient offense in the NBA. You play in the playoffs, life isn't about fast breaks. It's about half court. And when you look at the Milwaukee Bucks, they have no half court game. Their half court game is atrocious. And the fact that a lot of the times they were giving the ball to Giannis at the top of the key in the first 2 losses showed you that, because that's the most easiest offense to defend is the offense that stays right in front of you and there's no movement on the weak side. Especially if there is no weak side because Giannis is in the middle. They put Giannis on the free throw line, which was working for them. They had like a 14-point lead at one point. Then they just continue to stop giving Giannis the ball close to the paint. Giannis is shooting a bunch of threes. I think he went 0 for 10 from 3, like 0 for 8 in the fourth quarter, or whatever the case is, from 3. Everybody's shooting all these random shots, and they're not giving the ball to Giannis at the foul line anymore. And this is the mentality that I'm trying to tell you guys. You have to go with what works, use the offense that works, but you have to run half-court sets that are advantageous to your best players. If Giannis is great at the foul line down, why don't you give him the ball at the foul line down? Why are you going to somebody else? Why is Middleton shooting a bunch of long-range threes when he doesn't have it at that point? Or Brook Lopez, the guy that really pissed me off, shooting a bunch of threes, and he needs to get his butt in the low block, get offensive boards and things of that nature. They just have they don't have half-court offense. That's why, to me, it's more coach's fault. A lot of people will say, well, Giannis is getting smoked and toasted, this, that, and third. Jimmy Butler and the Heat are dropping this, that, and third. The Heat are shooting really well from 3, which is huge. But on top of that, the Bucks are fouling him and put him on the line. When you look at a lot of the points Jimmy Butler is getting, especially he outscored the Bucks by himself in the fourth quarter, a lot of the points he's getting is from the free throw line. If the Bucks would play solid defense, they wouldn't be in a 3-0 hold. All they keep doing is fouling the guys that's getting to the line, or they're scrambling, they're putting 2 on the ball when it doesn't need to be that way, and they're leaving guys like Crowder open, Tyler Hero, Goran Dragic. They're leaving guys open because they're putting 2 on the ball every single time instead of playing, manning up and just playing straight up. You know what I'm saying? So this series is over. This series is over. Giannis is the MVP of the season, and I believe he's the MVP of the season, but he's overrated in the playoffs. Especially if they lose this series, he's overrated in the playoffs, which they are going to lose the series. They're down 3-0. But he's overrated in the playoffs. This is unacceptable. It's you can't go down 3-0 to the 5th seed. And I understand, guys, you love the Heat. We love Jimmy Butler. And all of a sudden, everybody's a Jimmy Butler fan. But, guys, we all know this. A lot of what's going on with the Bucks, the Heat's defense is doing it to them, but a lot of it as well is just simply not doing simple things. Time and score. Not running half-court sets. Showing poor discipline in terms of maintaining the basketball. Shooting a bunch of threes for no reason. Poor rebounding. They're just doing everything that didn't get them to this point. They're playing like a 6th seed, a 7th seed. They're just playing like the Orlando Magic, which they beat. They just playing completely awful. So it's up to them to show that intestinal fortitude to see, hey, can we win the series and come back and win? But it's over because the Heat basically got their soul. Like Shang Tsung said, your soul is mine. They got that soul. The soul is done. It's a wrap. And unfortunately for everybody in the NBA, this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna lose. Giannis is gonna go to the Golden State Warriors. That's it. That's it. I think this is the perfect storm if you're Steph Curry, Steve Kerr. That's what they've been waiting on. They've been waiting on for somebody to replace Kevin Durant. They got it. And Giannis. That's what it is. Hoops Junction, Hoops Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.